Welcome back to another episode of the Multipliers Club. This week it was just myself, Joe Todd, my two good friends Luke Harvey and Jake Walters, as Sam Warrington is out in Bali sunning himself up. It was a bit of a different episode this week. We did some quick fire questions and answers, made some predictions of 2024, so make sure to check it out on all platforms now. We got a few different questions, predictions, things to discuss. I think we'll start with maybe the ones we got through our Instagram.
Go for it.
Should we do it? So I put up on Instagram earlier today, I said we always get lots of questions from people asking for advice on business/investing. So today, whilst we're filming our next episode, we're going to discuss/answer any questions you may have. And we got some responses. Not lots. We got about 7 or 8. So the first one is... Should have worn my glasses. No, it's all right. What's the biggest mistakes you see people make in entrepreneurship? Jakey Walters, you up first. On the spot, let's go, mate.
We make them consistently. Shiny penny syndrome, which is what I've got currently suffering a severe case of shiny penny syndrome.
Which is
where you don't concentrate down on one thing. You just look at lots of different things.
New ideas.
Yeah.
Chase it.
Different businesses.
Here, there, everywhere,
New
nothing
ideas.
works.
Yeah, and I'm failing short of that at a minute because I've got a big case of shiny penny syndrome. But any others? Just trying to think of mistakes that I've made.
Bang one each. Let's bang one each.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Gone in, Luke. Yeah.
He took mine on though. Bitch. So I was gonna say, not sticking out for long enough. Like when you start a business, like it's hard. The first year is gonna be hard, like any business.
Yeah.
But a lot of people give up way before that, and then they don't really solve the problem, so they give up, and then that's the end of it.
Yeah,
I'd stay consistent with it.
I was going to add just staying consistent to that. And I'd say one other thing that I've seen quite a few times, probably the most common initially. So I think shiny penny syndrome comes once you've started and you're in business, like us lot, and you're an entrepreneur and you've had a business, you want the next business because you've seen some success, you've seen. Yours is kind of maybe you never really got to the stage to have shiny penny syndrome because you started but then failed and you kind of give up. For me, another one is being, I think you always have to be optimistic, but being maybe too over optimistic in the form of this. Everyone I think does it, but some things will cost you a lot more than others. For example, so many people come to you with the idea of I'm going to start a clothing brand, yeah? But loads of people then think that in your head, oh, well, I know such and such who, they know this guy from Essex, or they know this footballer. Well, his brother used to play at the Chelsea Academy with da-da-da-da-da, so I can hear shout it out, it will blow up, I'm going to sell out, so I'm going to have to get 100 T-shirts in. And it's like, everyone has it. Everyone thinks they're going to blow up on social media. Everyone thinks they're going to sell out of whatever stock. And that can cost you money. Like, yes, be optimistic, but as long as you're not going to over-risk things in order, based off of this principle, like actually work out if this is a business you want to go in. If you think it truly can succeed in the long term, don't just think because your brother's aunt's cat's dog knows as footballer that you're going to blow up in business. And I've heard it so many times. I done it when I first started. We did it, even ourselves. Even I think me and Luke said with the podcast, we said, I know we've done this with every business and I don't want to sound like it, but I do think with the podcast we could blow up because we're going to get these guests on who have big followers, da-da-da-da-da. And look, obviously we're doing really well across platforms. We've got a lot of views, but we don't have a huge following. So that is probably the main thing for me I've seen. Next question. How has mentorship been important? Jake, start with Luke. Otherwise you're going to get the best answer every time, mate. How has mentorship been important, Luke?
Because you can learn one thing from somebody that can save you years worth of trying to figure that out just from spending a little bit of time with people.
Yeah. Jake, anything to add?
Accountability, so somebody to be there to say like, right, where we at, what we're doing, and then you have someone to answer to. Being your own boss, you don't have anyone to answer to. You can do what you want when you like, but having someone to hold you accountable, and also network.
They can intro you.
Network. They can intro you to people, which we've seen time and time again. Network.
Yeah.
I mean, we get mentored in everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
One more thing I'd add to that is just kind of, validating my beliefs even. So if I think I'm right with something, even if, so then they don't even need to bring something new to me sometimes, but just reaffirming, yes, you're correct, that's going to work. Or I might be 80-90% correct to my idea, and they say, yeah, but you see this final piece, don't do that, do this.
That's a great one,
and they explain. For me, that's been hugely beneficial.
I've done that as well. I've done that myself.
And that's why with that mindset, I feel like, you're right there, mate. I feel like with that mindset, you kind of can't come out of a mentorship ever without feeling like you have taken away some value. Because they don't need to provide you with, they don't need to tell you this is how to reinvent the wheel. They just need to reaffirm, yes, you're on track. Go all in. Don't doubt it. Just change this small tweak. That's all you need. Like, do you know what I mean?
Just a quick question, which I think people would like to know. How much do you think you spent on mentorships?
Between everything, courses, mentorships, between, I think I spent about 40-something grand last year. So, and that was the most. So probably like 60 grand. Maybe 50, yeah, maybe.
Get mentored.
Yeah, and courses and stuff like that.
It's like 20k, all in.
Yeah, I think
that's including, like, we spent 5 grand to be honest on the podcast. That's probably, I think I had to include that. 15, 5.
Yeah.
We done obviously the NLP, that was however much we paid for or something. 12 grand between us. So probably between my businesses and stuff last year, probably done like whatever I just said. I never had on the clothing. I didn't ever have on the clothing, but I'd done things before that, courses and yeah. So probably like 40k, maybe 40k. What about you two? Quick answer. Oh, 20. What's yours?
20. I think I'm about 22. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was actually more. Podcast, yeah.
Mine's obviously, like I say, that's including business, so that's not technically just out mine. That's a split with whatever business partners. Yeah. Anyway, next question. How important has your study habit been to leveling up in your journey? How important has your study habit been to leveling up in your journey? I shall go first. This has been probably everything, to be honest. And I'll tell you what, recently, I won't go into the full story right now, but with huge dramas and issues within the business internally to do with one of the other shareholders and stuff, I feel like it's kind of in the tougher time. Actually, that's not necessarily true, but I've noticed it maybe a bit more in the tougher times that I feel so much more prepared. And it's like I wasn't as panicky, I wasn't as nervous, I wasn't as stressed. I was a lot calmer because I was like, I know how this story goes. I know I've heard this 100 times because I listened to so many podcasts. I've read the books. I've followed the people for years. I mean, I've been hardcore, obsessively studying multi-millionaires and stuff online or podcasts or books since probably 18. So that's 7 solid years of, I don't go probably a day without trying to learn something. Do you know what I mean? So that has accumulated to a shitload of information. And yeah, it's been massive. To be honest, that's where all of my business, yes, I have the ideas, the vision. I've always had the vision myself. I can craft that, but the actual how to build a business has probably come, obviously trial and error, but the rest of it's all come from learning. So yeah, man, that's everything for me. Everything.
Literally, I wouldn't even have the marketing company if I didn't study, because I didn't go to university, didn't learn marketing, didn't go to college in marketing, like never worked in a marketing job. I had to study. I just knew that you could make a business from it, and had to study and have to still study doing it. So yeah, everything really. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you define as studying. Studying, people think it's just about getting your head in a book. I don't read books. I mean, I listen to books. I like listening to audibles. Study, if you're classing, listen to a podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
Those kind of things. Yeah. That counts as education, I suppose, doesn't it?
100%.
And yeah, just consistent, learning, like you said.
Piece of advice, which I've taken myself this year. I got it for Christmas, a nice notebook, because I've been so flipping overwhelmed, you wouldn't believe, over Christmas with my different notebooks, thinking, shit, I want these to be in order. Loads. How shall I do them? I want to start. But anyway, point being, I got a nice notebook, which all my studying this year, I wish I'd done this. Every podcast I listen to, every audiobook, every book I read, anything I learn from a network thing, it's all going to go into one notebook. This is just my learning notebook where I take notes of everything I'm learning through the year. And that's going to just pile up and it's going to be great. And someone starting now, just start that. I wish I'd done it from the beginning. I'd have, God knows how I'd have 5 notebooks full of just absolute gold.
Yeah, literally.
Cool. Next question. What book would you advise someone read that wants to start up a business? What book would you read or would you advise someone read for someone that wants to start up a business? Who wants to go first? To start a business, so you've got to think of the starting books. I mean,
it's difficult because I feel like starting anything, I feel like you have to have the belief. For me, my entry level book was always just The Secret. Like before I even knew about sales, and then got into sales, and then the very beginning one for me was The Secret. Actually understanding the sort of shit that you can actually achieve, like just thinking about it, and obviously taking action, like setting goals, and those things will gravitate towards you. Just the law of attraction and The Secret. I feel like it's kind of not necessarily goes around the question, but I feel like starting a business, depends on what that business is, you know, whether that's industry specific, but realistically it all starts with actually having the mental capacity to be like, yeah, do you know what, I can definitely do this. Like,
yeah, I'd say like with
starting yourself.
Oh yeah.
Self-development.
Off of that, I'd probably say Think and Grow Rich. Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
I was going to say Rich and
Think and
Rich
Grow
Dad,
Rich
Poor
for
Dad.
me was just too old. It was too. When was it written? It's like
it's a newer version, though, isn't it?
So yeah, I listened to the most.
But that's still about the beliefs of what can be achieved.
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
In money.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like probably The Secret, Think and Grow Rich,
Rich Dad, Poor Dad,
definitely,
Yeah.
and maybe Atomic Habits. Again, it's a bit of a starting one. It kind of is. They're all a little bit repetitive, but that's why they're good starting books. It's just if you have those 4 things in mind, then it's good. Like the Atomic Habits is just 1% better. Like, do you know what I mean? Just small improvements. Which when you're starting, you need to not be expecting you're going to be great. So having a mindset that's like, all right, I just need to keep going. Like you say, no, just don't give up. Just keep going. It's going to compound, and eventually it will pay. Yeah, they're the 4 books I'd personally say between us. Next question. Next question's a rude question, so I'm going to skip that one. Santino.
Cooking Don.
What did he ask?
Who in the multipliers has the biggest Corey?
I knew someone was going to ask that.
The next one, that's a serious one. I want to start my own business. What do I need to focus on first to get started?
Good question. Again, if it's industry specific, we always, whenever we started anything, we just got mentored straight away, like fast track. If we're going to get into a business, like map out your competitors, if you've got any, depending on what space you're going into. But yeah, map out your competitors and look who's doing well. You don't even have to go with someone who is offering mentorships. Reach out to somebody who is kind of doing what you want to do.
I'd almost say that's better. That's better for me to find someone, not necessarily, so I don't want to completely write it off because we've gone for people that offer mentorships and they're good because they're set up and they're good mentors. However, like you just said, finding someone that you just want to be your mentor and find a way to make them your mentor, whether that's money, whether that's where you're probably always going to have to pay money, but try and add some value to them. Don't just come across like, you know, you just need to be a personable person. Like, you know, we don't advertise mentorships and stuff like that, but we've all mentored people, we've all helped people, and people above us have done the same for us.
One massive thing as well is networking events. And like I was talking about on the other pod, go on an Eventbrite. Depending on what industry you want to get into, just go to a networking event, see what it's all about, see
and
what
keep keep your card in your pocket when you go though, because if you just go at some of these, you will find great mentors, you will find things, but equally, if you're new, you could get, you know, just absolutely.
Oh yeah, someone's going to be there to take your money.
Yeah. At every one of these networking events, there's people there ready to take your money. So
Yeah,
just sit on your card and make
it a bad thing though. Do you know what I mean?
Depends on who you're dealing with. Though. You just need to. You got to think that how we make decisions now, of like, if, I don't know for you, but if you think back to when we first started on trying to kind of almost like legit check someone, I guess like for me personally, it was nowhere near as good. Like on who to believe, you trust everyone, believe everyone, and like. Mate, there's a lot of bastards out there in business and in mentoring and in anything that's taking your money. I feel like...
Found some good ones. We found some good ones.
We have found
You
some
have to
good
go
ones.
through the shit.
I guess
I think another thing as well, don't go with the get rich quick ones because they're temporary. They do exist, but they're so temporary. So you usually find something
good advice. Yeah, that is good advice. If they're doing some mad just marketing around, just get rich, probably stay away. Next question. What was that question? I actually had that question twice from two people that had reached out recently. One was just wanting to start an aircon business, and the other one, a shoe cleaning business. And they literally asked that kind of question. One was about growing a social media, and one was just how to get started. So that's the other thing. Like you just said, it depends on industry specific. They're two very different ways to go about and to start. So there is a couple more. I'm just trying to think to actually realistically, like, you know, a bit more value around that. Really, what do I need to focus on to first get started? That's really probably a main question to half of the listeners here that might not already have a business. So a mentor, yes, not overspending initially. So keeping the risk low. You don't need to go all singing.
But do you know what I've spent so much money on, like starting businesses? I mean, we've gone through probably like 6 different businesses.
Yeah, but imagine it's your first time starting a business.
The first thing I done was I thought get a website and get business cards. You know how much money I've wasted on a website?
Oh mate, I've still got like I ordered 1,000 business cards. I've still got 955 at least.
Yeah.
So this is that for HW Media?
Yeah.
I've got ones for Opportunity Property that I've just
I found some from the other day when I was 13. I swear down. It says Handy RV Enterprises.
That's it.
Yeah.
When you get your first business card, you feel like the man.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's like, yeah, again, what I said earlier, don't you save however much, like you don't need to overdo shit when you first start. That's exactly the point.
This is it.
Don't order 1,000 business cards.
Mate, no one went on my fucking website.
No one's
then I got business cards. I gave no one my business card. You think like, right, I need a brand. You need that. No, you don't. You just need to learn, be good, and just be good at communication, talking to people. Like people just like respect your just being genuine and hunger. Like people see hunger.
I would, and I'd say two things. I say one, start depending on the industry and stuff like that. But start. I think your logo, your name, do it. Fine, but don't go crazy on it. A business card again, order 20.
Yeah,
it costs you 10.
And getting someone to fucking knock up a logo.
Exactly. So do it all cheap. Yeah. Not cheap. Like don't make it shit. Make it still professional. So I would pay a graphic designer to get your logo, to get your stuff done, but don't go over the top spending 10 grand on it. Just spend a couple £100 if you're serious about this business. And I'd say when you're starting your social media, people get a bit overwhelmed and think, oh, I've got no content to post and stuff. Like, mate, just fucking use AI and ask for ideas from like Google Bard or ChatGPT now. That's going to help a lot. B, just document everything you're doing. You'll be surprised that I think it'll be quite interesting if you was first setting up the business. Like, this is the first step. This is what I'm doing now. This is da-da-da-da. And then for additional content, look in your niche and see if there's certain stuff that you can repost that's kind of gone viral already. Remix it or repost it and just credit them and just kind of try to build up.
We should actually do a podcast of like 45 minutes at least of how we actually started our other businesses. We had the watch, all 3 of us had the watch business, Luxury Ambassador. How did we start that? Then we bought that business. How did you start HM Reader? What come first? Like literally to the finest detail. Like when did you register for a company's house? When did you start to get an accountant? When did you get your logo? Like I feel like that stuff is so valuable for somebody who's never started their own business.
So I mean,
I feel like that shit is actually very interesting.
I feel like we skip too many steps because to us now it's just normal. This is how you start a business. Oh yeah, just chuck a couple of grand, like whatever. Like, but if you were first starting, like there's so much value we could provide there. So yeah, we should definitely do another episode. Let us know. Drop us a DM or a comment wherever you're listening to this on, and let us know if you want us to do that. But moving on. I want to invest my money, but I don't know what to invest in. Where do I start? Good question.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice.
This is not financial advice.
I want to invest my money, but I don't know what to invest in. Where do I start? So I think that's obviously a massively open question. Depending how much you've got, but I'm guessing you haven't got a couple $100,000 in the bank. Otherwise, you probably have a bit of a better idea. Not necessarily, actually. There's a lot of people with a lot of money that don't have a clue.
Sure.
And I find it 100%. Mad. I find it absolutely mad.
So even if we, had a couple $100,000 just sitting spare, we would still speculate. We wouldn't still say like, this is the best thing to invest in. We were just trying and
I wouldn't have it sitting
things
there,
out
though.
ourselves. I could never sit here and say, "Oh, this is the best thing to do for 2024."
But I would do it though. I'd just do something though, innit? Take
I
action.
do loads of different shit.
20% crypto, under 20%.
Yeah, like
crypto.
Do a diverse portfolio. What I'd say, my personal advice, and this is not financial advice, is if you got under 10k, invest in yourself. Sounds cliche, but the mentorship. If you're trying to grow, invest in yourself, invest in mentorships, invest in, learning a percentage of that, and be open to that, because that is how you then develop the skills to actively make a lot more money. So you haven't really got anything to lose if you've got less than 10k. And then if you're actually doing investments, then for me, I'd be for the next 12 months, I'd be all in on crypto, because again, what you're going to make off of, you don't want 10% a year returns in the stock market. If you've got $5,000 to your name, you haven't got anything to lose. Like, yes, I know it might be a bit daunting because to you that's all your money, but at the end of the day, why do you want to invest for a better life, right? Or whatever it might be, for the future, for a better life, for the thing. If you're not making enough money to save more than 10k at the minute, then you're not really at risk. Like, do you know what I mean? Do something that could actually keep you to that end goal.
People will save up like £1,000. You forget, like people will save up £2,000, but they've been saving that for like 12 months. So that is a lot to them.
I know
you're
saying,
but don't just risk it all. That's hard for someone who's only got 2k and it's taken them 12 months.
Yeah, but what's the point in putting it in? But every investment's a risk. So that's them saying they want to invest. If you was wanting to invest, what's the point in putting in saying it's going to do potentially do 10% in a year, like the S&P 500?
Yeah, it's not £20 a month.
Yeah, what's the point in that? There is no point. Do you know what I mean? You may
as
well.
If, it does 10%.
If you're trying to, you need to understand. I'd say your first thing is understand why you're trying to invest and what's your end goal and how long can you be without this money. Don't do things that I might need this money in 6 months' time, because if you invest, your investments could come down. It might not go to plan. You need to be able to be without that money now.
You get your money out.
And you want to be able to, so you need to be able to constantly say, I don't need this money for X period of time. This is the reason I'm doing it. This is, and start small. Start trying to see, not small, but start small to try and learn and see what works, what doesn't, and work off percentages. Do you see what I mean? So if you put it in a crypto and you'll soon learn that, oh shit, yes, it goes up 50%. I get gassed. I think it's going to go up enough turn, but actually it can crash back down. And you'll still feel that emotion if you're actually actively involved before you go all in. And then naturally you'll start learning. But for me, if it was less than 10k, for the next 12 months, as the bull run comes, I'd be in crypto. And then I'd set a target and I'd set a date and I'd get out. And then in the meantime, just try to learn as much as you can through YouTube, through joining Discords, Telegrams. Did I say YouTube? Yeah, I did say YouTube. And books again.
I think under 10k, you've got things like Correct Chief Notify. It's like £30 a month, and it will tell you, go and buy this, go and buy this, go and buy this stuff. Like these trainers, go and buy this PlayStations, these tools, and you can resell them if you've got a little bit of time, and that can build up money. And then as soon as you've got 10k, like the first my first 20k, I went halves to someone on a property. So that's what I did.
Yeah,
you'd have to go halves to someone as well. But definitely, what's it say? Biggest, best advice.
Yeah, where do I start? So that's obviously, we're just talking about people with under 10k, people with more than 10k. If you've got like 100k, I'd say
property, mate.
Either property. I'd say have a diverse portfolio still. So I'd say, for me personally, we're going into the next cycle. April is the half in for the next crypto. If you actually, what I've been doing is looking, and I thought last time I got way too caught up off of price action and emotions rather than just looking at the data and the dates. 12 months on from every half in, if you look at the price and then you look at it 12 months on from the half in, every single time you're in significant profit. Most of the times then after, because it's gone for between 12 to 18 months before it crashed. So yes, you might have another 6 months of run up, but as soon as it hits 12 months and it's in green, start selling and start getting out, start dollar cost averaging, get your initial out, start selling, and just work off time and just forget. People say, no, but this time it's not going to crash. It's
going to crash.
Set a time frame based off of history. It might not repeat itself, but 12 months from the half in, I'm confident if it's in green, I sell, I've made good profit, and then maybe I keep some in to play around and try and get the last pumps, and if it crashes, I'm still in profit. Do you see what I mean? So that's what I'm doing with crypto. I just want to say a massive thank you to anyone that's tuning into the podcast. If you're not already, then please drop us a follow across our social media platforms. You'll find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. The Multipliers Club is our at. Also, just hit the subscribe or follow button on whichever platform you are listening to this on. Property, for me personally, can't because the next question actually is this, and this is the last question as well, so we can talk on this for a sec anyway. Okay. What would be your split for investments in 2024? Crypto, commodities, stocks, property. So that kind of ties into what we're saying. So what I would say personally,
that's the same question we just had, isn't it?
No, the other one was I want to start investing. Where do I start? So for me, property, my opinion, it depends. Again, you need to know why you want to invest in property and what's the end result. For me, like the long term, if you want to be in property, you need to not use your money. So try to find, you want to try and find investors. For me, if you're going to use your own money, that's okay. If you have got enough money and you can do the initial one to do a flip, learn. If you do a flip, so as in you buy, you add some value, you sell for profit, that whole process, you've done everything. So then you're going to have learned the expertise to do whichever next section you want to do, again, like a BRR or a, whatever. And so that's fine, I'd say. And if you've added enough value and you decide you want to do a BRR, which is a refinance and then turn it, into a rental or HMO and stuff, it just gives you the options to make sure the numbers stack to flip it. But then, other than that, I'd be saying don't even look at your money, because unless you've got millions in the bank, and even still, if you have got millions, you don't use your money, try and find an investor. So try and learn as much as you can. Try and find, Jake, you've been doing this at the SEC. It can be a friend, like when it's saying investor.
Yeah, it's literally a friend.
If your friend's got more money and you're willing to start getting into property, like what's the point in using your own money? Like, do you know what I mean? For me, I don't want to ever use my own money in property, like, because I don't need to. I've learned, I know property, I've learned property, so now I don't need to use my money. And the thing is, that person will end up earning more money than
it's not like I'm getting given the money either. What's going to happen is it's a JV, so he's going to fund most of it. I will still put in some, so I've got some skin in the game. And then what's going to happen is I mean, if we do a flip, for example, he'll get his money back, any profits made get split. If the money's kept in the deal, the rental income for the next 3, 4, 5 years, however long it takes for Tim to get half the money back, so we're 50-50, that's how it works. So yes, you're borrowing someone else's money or using someone else's money. However, eventually it will just be 50-50.
And have a plan B, like I said, especially when you're getting started. So what would it look like if we did have to go this route, or if we had to sell? Do the numbers stack, to make sure you've got you got an exit strategy, or maybe a 2 exit strategies, like a worst case and a best case when you're first getting started. But that's for property. Like saying, maybe if your long term goal is just I want a few properties, and you've got however much, 100k or whatever, then fine, buy a first rent to rent and hopefully save up in a few years, get another not rent to rent, sorry, like buy to let or whatever, a few years, another one, like you're doing. You'll probably acquire the next 10 years, you might be able to acquire another 4 or 5 properties. And then you've got a good rental portfolio that you're not trying to go heavy right now in property. Obviously, we're trying to be more active in property. For me, there's no if I put my money, I've just changed my mindset. Do you know what I mean? So it's getting off to the wrong start. That's not how I want to proceed. That's not how I'm going to make money in this game, by using my money. So I don't want to start like that. Do you know what I mean? So what was the rest of the question? How would you split the rest? Just a diverse portfolio, in my opinion. Depends on your age. Depends on your risk tolerance. Risk is risk. That's something that I've learned, I think. Like I don't know.
When you're young, risk.
That's
how I see it anyway, because you've got all that time to make it back. You'll get into business and you'll start making like some good money, and whatever you've lost back then, you would earn that in a month or 2 months.
Yeah, you can make that in the future.
Would you two say the same? Have you felt like I've learned this like the hard way, obviously, and it sounds stupid, but I don't think it does. Risk is fully what it says on the tin, like risk is risk. So I think before, myself and certainly some of my friends naively perhaps thought, if I put it into something that's so-called high risk, it just means I need to be up a little bit late at night, a bit like, oh shit, like, is this going to pay off? I might have to wait a bit longer, a bit jittery, but then it's all going to pay off. And it's like, yeah, I took the risk, like thing. When actually risk is exactly that. You can put your money in and you can go through all of that thinking it's going to pay off. You're there for a year, the stressful nights, up, down, watching your money go, all losing your head, but you held your nerve, you held, and then you lost all your money. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's one thing I've learned, that risk is exactly that. So you need to assess risk, you need to spread risk, and you need to have some high risk, some lower risk. And yeah, just keep a diverse portfolio. But if you're younger, for me, my opinion, I'm a risk taker. I think, I'd go higher risk and I'd go crypto rather than boring stocks. And
knock out yours.
Was that the last one?
Yeah, that's the last question anyway. One thing I'd add on that is also just look into, they say commodities, and look into precious metals with the way the financial world is. Silver, gold, big breakout recently of a 44-year breakout of a cup and handle pattern, to get technical, on silver. So if you are looking to get into that, I'd certainly say take a look. But yeah, the next questions. So that's all the questions from people that asked. Maybe we'll make a bit more of a habit doing that. Are we on live? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so
See if there's any questions on the live as well. Any have come through. It's our first live, so I don't know how you even... What we...
scroll through.
Are we live on TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok.
I think what we're going to start doing as well is we're going to start going live on TikTok or Instagram every time we film a podcast. So what we'd do is we will put a story up on our Instagram, the Multipliers Club, during the day, telling you what time we're going to be live. And you can always tune in and watch as we go and interact and ask questions, leave comments. What is the average house price in the UK?
225,000.
House price,
The
whole
UK.
of the UK. So that
In the whole of
includes
UK,
London,
yeah,
so
Average. I was gonna say 250k.
Joe, do you know the answer?
I don't know the answer yet.
London.
London
That's
can
only
bump it
London.
right the
Like
way up.
London's only like a small portion of the world. UK.
Oh, all right. I didn't even get a guess, but I've got the answer. So, this is of June 2023, the average price for a house in the UK was about £292,000.
92.
Just a year ago, the average home would sell for £254,000.
Why not?
Luke wins.
Lukey
We need
wins.
like
Closest.
tally.
Next question, please. Who is the richest person in the world, and how much is their net worth? Should we go US dollars? Is the answer in US dollars? The answer is in US dollars. I feel like I know the answer to this right now. Go on, you two go first.
I feel like it's Elon,
Mm.
and I feel like it's 120.
120 dollars. Can I quickly ask Lee,
Bill.
what, before you send me the answer, what's does it say as of what date? Is that current? Current. All right, Lukey.
I was gonna say Elon Musk, but I actually have no idea.
probably
Like
Bezos.
billions.
No, do you know who I think it is? Obviously, it's normally fluctuates between Elon and
Bezos.
Bezos.
Like,
Do
Elon
you know
lost
who I
loads of
think
money
it
to
is?
Twitter.
Bernard Thingamagod,
Eccleston.
LVMH, whatever his
that
name
guy.
is, Bernard something or other. I feel like it's him at the sec, and I think I'm going to go over 100.
It's the guy who owns that group, who owns like Louis Vuitton and everyone.
Wrong. Oh wait. As of December 2023, Elon Musk had a net worth valued at 257 billion
257 billion. Fucking
US
hell,
dollars,
I get
making him the
half.
richest man in the world. Owner of the luxury goods producer LVMH, Bernard Arnault and his family followed in second. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos followed in third. So,
Yeah.
I
To
was
be
close.
fair, there
I
are
took a good guess.
just a disclaimer. There are people who request to be removed from the world's rich list.
Yeah, the
So there are
Saudis.
people out there that probably have more of a net worth than Jeff and Elon put together, but they just
100%.
request to be
The
taken off
Saudis are
list.
trillionaires, isn't it? Like the Saudis are different level.
And then when they buy the whole football team Rolls Royces or something, or Lamborghinis, because they've
Mate,
got to
that's nothing to
X
them.
amount
They
in the World
gave
Cup.
one of the football teams their old jet, and have you seen it when they're on it? Like the jets are mad. It's not a jet; it's a massive Boeing that's like gold plated everything and just an absolute madness.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, mate, the stuff I see, the things that the Saudi prince has bought. Like, here's some of the items he's bought, just like when he's on a mad one, like Newcastle for however many billion. He was on his vacation at his France £400 million place or some shit. See a boat out, mega yacht for 400 mil. Bought that. Bought like the Mona Lisa #2 or some shit. I don't know what the art is, but like all these things are like 400 mil. 400 mil. These are just a few things he just buys for fun, innit? Like, they're
That's
so
mental, man.
rich.
That's a lot of 400 mil, yeah. I'm just trying to think of Elon's got 220 billion. Like, just what you've said there is 1 billion. If
They're
he's buying
like-
that for fun.
I think they're not really like And it's self-made in Saudi, aren't they? They're gonna be born into that stuff.
Yeah, that's like the prints and stuff.
Exactly,
It's oil money, isn't it? And so they basically print money just out of the ground. I think they do something like they do like $1 billion a day or something coming out of the ground in oil. Like you couldn't spend the money. Like what the hell? It's mad. Anyway, next question. Gone for the USA, have we? Okay. What percentage of businesses in the USA are classed as small businesses?
Oh, fuck that one off.
Yeah. Fuck the USA. Next question. Oh, to be fair, the answer's pretty mad. Sorry, Lee, I take it back. I'm quite intrigued by this one. Go on, let's answer the question. What percentage of businesses in the USA are classed as small businesses?
What percentage of the businesses?
Quite a lot, right?
What do you know what defines small business? It must be by a figure. It must be a figure, surely.
Remember what Aaron Branch was saying in the UK? So a medium business would be
he said
50k turnover.
No. It was way more. It was like
2 mil.
Yeah. It was something big. Like he had 50 staff and thought he was big time. He's saying, and then someone said, "Oh yeah, so you got a small business."
Yeah, it's got to be up to 2 mil.
Anyway, guess the percentage. It's a percentage. What percentage?
Percentage? I'm going to say
USA,
90%.
What, you say 90?
Yeah.
30. What? And the rest are big businesses. Medium, big.
Well, they're going to take up a bigger portion, though.
No.
No, it's like how many of the businesses?
If
there's like 100 businesses, how many of them are going to be small and how many of them are going to be large?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I misunderstood the question.
Go on.
Yeah, closer to probably like 85.
99.9. That's mad, isn't it? All right, next question. Not about the USA. What or who is the world's largest employer?
Ask McDonald's. It's got to be McDonald's.
Oh, shit, that's a good answer.
But they're not an employer because they don't actually employ
the
individuals. The franchisor employs.
Yeah, I don't know if you get. I mean, if they work at McDonald's, I guess. But okay, if it wasn't McDonald's, who would it be?
It's be like Amazon or something.
I was thinking about Amazon.
Do we know this business? Is it like a well-known? You're not going to say like
really?
H&M or something?
Yeah, this is rubbish. The world's largest employer is the United States Department of Defense with over 3.2 million employees. What's even that? What even is that?
Army, basically, isn't it?
Really? That's mad.
Wait, how many people?
Right, Lee. Let's set 3.2 million. Lee, last question of these. Make it the best one yet. Business or investing?
I quite like these. We're going to do one more.
Okay. All right. How many have we got left? All right, we're going to do all three. There we are. We'll do three.
Early.
Sorry, mate. Sorry. Back to the USA. Mr. Lee?
Mr. Question Master, are you there?
How many cryptocurrencies are there in the world? Wow. I'm going to guess 20,000.
I don't think there's that many. Actually, no, you might be right.
I'm going to go.
I'm just thinking
100,000. There's loads though. There's so many.
Loads.
There's so many.
Because you can set them up so easy now. There's all the platforms that you can just set them up within minutes. Your own coin. Oh shit! You did. You're too late. You didn't guess. According to, go on, guess. 10K. According to CoinMarketCap, there are over 20,200 cryptocurrencies in circulation as of January 2024. 200 off. That's mad. That's a lot of cryptocurrencies. So that's why you got to do your due diligence, do some learning, and get the right calls, isn't it? There's a lot of coins out there. They're not all going to do well. Which bank offers the best interest rate for savers?
In the UK?
In the UK. I feel like Barclays always...
Chase?
Oh yeah, do you reckon it's a... what is that? It's in that way like...
JP Morgan, they're part of JP Morgan.
So no, it's not going to be like... I don't reckon it'll
for a savings
be one of the
account.
pay ones.
Actually, I think
I'll go Metrobank. They need the money. They need the money right now. So they got to offer good rates, right? Because they need money to make money.
Yeah, I'd stick with Chase.
Nationwide Building Society Regular saver 8%. It's not bad, is it?
8%.
Regular saver 8%.
8%. It must be some.
It's got to be
mad,
a cap of
yeah.
no, it's got to be a cap of £1,000 you've got to put in, and that's all they're paying there 8% on.
Yeah.
There's no way they're paying 8%.
8% fixed a year. No, that's mad.
No, I think the best one you get right now is like 4 or 5, like that.
Do you know what's nuts? Is that like that's not? They should be paying that. Like this money they then flipping.
Well, they're paying it now because the inflation.
Yeah, I know, but it's bollocks because they take my money, times it by 9. You know, the fractional reserve banking. They then lend that out at high interest rates to everyone. And just make absolute.
Think about
fortunes.
Turkey, 40%. You get 40%. If you give
40%.
them 10 grand, you're gonna earn 4 grand interest that year.
Yeah, but
I mean, I wouldn't give them money, but
Jay, this isn't the question, but do you remember? Oh, actually, who was it that said about? Was it James, the Brewdog guy, that was saying how many cans he sells a second, or did he say? I remember Nice Wine. They sold every 4 seconds. So how many glasses of Coca-Cola are sold every second? So if we know that Nice Wine was one every 4 seconds, shout out Nice Wine, by the way. They've just released a what is it? The low alcohol wine. I think it's called Sessions, and it's 3.4% alcohol. I saw. So looking forward to trying that. So well done on that launch.
oh mate, how many Coke? There's got to be
Wow,
hundreds
that's
of thousands. I reckon it's. I reckon. Oh mate, I'm gonna go 100,000.
No, way more. I'd say more.
Second,
No, really?
100,000.
I'd say a second. I guess is a lot.
A second, mate.
I'd say 100.
It's over the world though. Everyone's
over
drinking
the
one
world,
right now.
everywhere.
Think about how many people are
I'd say
drinking it right this
200,000.
second. Is it bought or drink?
No, I reckon it's
Oh,
like
allow it.
4,000.
Oh, allow it, yeah. Over 8,000 glasses of Coca-Cola
8,000.
sold. So that's glasses. Does that count as cans, bottles?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 8,000. Fair play. That's a lot.
Dodgy coming from a dodgy source. These answers.
That's it. That's the questions.
So
All
we're
right.
wrapping that one up, guys.
What's couple predictions for 2024? Last thing.
I just see we got.
What's the yeah? See if you got any question. What's your Bitcoin price prediction for this time next year? What do you think's the highest it will reach in 2024? It is, as of today, it is currently at $44,438. 44 bounced back from 40 yesterday.
Like
This year.
5% since this afternoon.
I'm gonna go 100k
This year.
this year.
Yeah, it's gonna
Do you
be.
think?
Or it's gonna be what, 9 months after the halving.
Halving's April.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Wait,
yeah.
are we saying this time next year? Yeah, it's
This
gonna be
year,
9
yeah.
months after the.
Next Christmas it will
No,
fly.
this time next
8
year.
months after the halving.
This time next year, we're saying.
Yeah. Or no, what do you think
Oh,
is the
the end of
highest?
this year.
What do you think is the highest it will
Like a
reach
week.
this year? The highest it will reach in this year.
Oh, okay, fine.
I think it will.
Yeah, I
hit,
think 100K.
I think it will hit all time high, but I don't think it will go too much higher. I think maybe like 80k, and then I think it will come because then the main craziness comes before obviously the top, and so I feel like that will be the year after, early first
Thing is,
Q1.
remember when we got in? It was November, December time. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember it going
but
mad at
The
Christmas.
halving would have been
twice
at a
and
different
then
time
left.
before that though. So the months would
Twice it's gone mad near Christmas and then just flopped afterwards.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyway, there's
Cool.
the price predictions.